So hi everyone and welcome to our partner info session. And today I have Thorsten from decadis. He will speak about customizing Jira workflows with Jira Workflow Toolbox, and he will show you how to optimize your team's productivity by unlocking the full potential of Jira workflows. So I'm welcoming you on stage. It's yours.
Thank you very much. So yeah, let's see whether a couple of people will join us in the next couple of hours. However, since we have a tight schedule, I'm just starting, at least for my colleagues. Welcome you over there as well. So yeah, design your processes, let Jira do the rest. Today's talk is about our main app enhancing Jira workflows called Jira Workflow Toolbox. A short welcome about myself. My name is Thorsten. I'm part of the decadis and thus the Atlassian ecosystem since 2016. Having started as a consultant over the years, especially due to our shift towards the app business, I took on various hats from product management to product marketing right now with a small team. Besides, I can call myself a certified expert, and I'm probably one of the biggest fans of our apps itself. A few sentences about decadis. We are based in Germany and are currently a gold marketplace and gold solution partner and trusted by the largest companies worldwide. We currently have 10 apps available on the Atlassian marketplace, which have a common theme when it comes to enhancing the experience in Jira and Confluence for administrators and the users. If you're interested in administration tools, there's an exciting talk later on in the other room by my colleagues Michele and Dave. So why are workflows, or why are efficient workflows so important when it comes to using Jira? There are voices out there here and then that state that Jira is really hard to work with and it's just too complicated. In my opinion, Jira is a powerful tool, but without efficient workflows, tickets can become overwhelming and difficult to manage. Especially in larger organizations or when it comes to introducing Jira, workflows often decide between success and failure. So having well-designed workflows in place in Jira can help to mitigate these challenges in several ways. So what are the actual benefits of when it comes to having efficient workflows in place? So they enable users to work faster with clear steps to follow, reducing the time it takes to complete tasks. They help avoiding mistakes and rework, which can be costly and time-consuming. They keep everyone informed of progress and status, enabling stakeholders to track progress and make informed decisions. Processes are standardized and consistent, reducing the risk of error and increasing overall quality. Users can collaborate more effectively by providing clear visibility of who is responsible for each step of the process, allowing for better communication and coordination and a clearly defined responsibility as well as timelines. Besides, workflows enable teams to hold each other accountable, leading to increased ownership and responsibility. Workflows also help with integrating with other tools and systems, reducing the need for manual data entry and therefore further promoting efficiency. When it comes to service management, efficient workflows ensure that requests are handled quickly and effectively, improving customer satisfaction and loyalty. And last but not least, when it comes to user acceptance and scalability, workflows help making Jira more accessible and appealing to existing and especially new users, ultimately leading to higher levels of user acceptance and adoption, especially important when it comes to the introduction of Jira. So, well-designed workflows put as much as possible out of your users' heads, where distraction and multiple communication tools can hinder productivity and efficiency into Jira, or put another way, they help to improve Jira so that the individual departments can actually spend time on their actual work and not on managing tickets, tickets. Speaking of workflows, I might just anticipate two thoughts that might come up to your minds. The first being, what about team-managed projects? Well, running team-managed projects may work wonderfully for team internal task tracking, self-managed using their own terminology with lightweight processes or perhaps even their own small automation rules. However, there may be a need for more standardized processes in larger companies or organizations, particularly when it comes to cross-department collaboration. When it comes to compliance or certifications as well, team-managed might not be the best option when standardized processes are mandatory. Finally, the customization of workflows in those team-managed projects are still, by so-called rules, are still rather limited as of today. Another thought might be, what about automation, since it's built in by default, and the use is rather obvious, since it's included in data center or cloud. The overall user experience is admittedly good, backed by template library as well as the playground. However, speaking of efficient processes, automated actions, so doing things is only part of the whole story. Conditions and validators play a crucial role when it comes to permissions, valid routes through your processes, as well as data integrity. The built-in ones, however, are rather limited in both their number as well as their options. You can run into execution usage limits, and relying on automation for the doing part will then result in different places to be maintained when it comes to global rules, project rules, or conditions and validators in workflows. So what's our answer to those challenges? Well, as I said in the beginning, I've brought today our flagship app, Jira Workflow Toolbox, currently with more than 6,000 installations and 5 million users worldwide. Available for data center and clouds. However, we will mostly look on the features from cloud today because, Atlassian. So talking about cloud, you'll get, not really surprisingly, a set of conditions, validators, and post functions. So you can compare values, you can make fields required, you can enforce changes, and you also can do Jira expressions. When it comes to post functions, you have the, I would say, standard setting as well. For adding comments, creating, updating, transitioning issues. There's a new post function, execute remote action. We'll hear something about that later on as well. But yeah, that's basically, as an introduction, only the list of key features. So what about the made easy part? So our approach, or one important part of the tool, is actually UI UX, which is why I'd like to take you to on a little tour of our interface. Looking at one of the fields required to change validator as an example, you can, within a single validator, add multiple fields with multiple options at once. A click on the add field opens a small dialog. So in general, we are trying to have this geographical click-based approach wherever possible. Another feature that is shared among all of workflow functions is the sidebar to the right. That shows you which function you're currently working on. You have a link to the documentation if you need further assistance. We have the small workflow graph, which I personally really like because it can be hard sometimes to keep track of where you're currently working on when you have several tabs open. And you have example configurations that help you getting up and running. Those examples might not fit to your specific use case, but it should give you a quick and easy way to understand how things are being built or just to work. So you just select one, you hit apply, and the configuration is updated accordingly. Switching over to the update fields post function in order to explain 2 additional patterns for our post functions, we just apply another example configuration, and you see 2 additional patterns, the run as function as well as the conditional execution. Run as helps you to select or to run post functions with different users, which might come in handy when you want to use a technical user, for example, or you have permission issues. The conditional execution makes post functions, or the usage of post functions, even more flexible because you can specifically trigger when a post function should be run or when not. So it brings even more flexibility to the customization of your workflows. Which brings us to the expression editor, or the brain, or the actual, the center of our app, or one of the most beneficial features, our low-code approach to do things. And due to its importance, I'd like to do a quick overview of those elements as well. We have, for example, in this expression editor, you have a small syntax check that helps you or prevents you from saving incorrect expressions. You can switch between different modes. We'll see an example in a minute as well. You have an autocomplete function, so with a hit of Control spacebar, you can just start typing, and the tool helps you to insert the correct field codes or functions. We have the field code injector, where you can search and insert field codes which work as a placeholder in our functions for reading issue data. We have an example injector as well for the expression editor, again, to get you up and running real quick, and probably one of my most favorite features the run button to the right, which lets you preview the actual result of what the, will show you what the expression editor interprets of the things that you have entered. So no more having to publish the workflow, run the transition on an example issue. So you can just preview and deploy with confidence. This obviously works for our different field codes as well. So here we preview the issue key, we have the last comment, and a couple of other examples that I might just skip looking at the time. So another very important concept beside field codes are so-called functions that we provide. In this example here, we have the so-called matches function that checks for PDF attachments in an issue, just in a single line, so no coding, really easy, really straightforward. All of those functions are integrated in the app by clicking on the question mark. So we have an in-app documentation with a list of features, a list of functions, as well as example configurations as well. All of this aimed towards having a really lightweight user experience and get you up and running real quick. However, the product consists of more than just the app. We are very proud of our extensive documentation, our extensive use case library that is currently, or that is constantly that's constantly growing. And one other very important pillar of our success is our app support. So those guys actually run the extra mile when it comes to troubleshooting or helping assisting users to have the best experience possible and assist way farther than just the technical troubleshooting, which has, at the end of the day, certainly played a big part in making us currently the best rated app on the Atlassian Marketplace. Before concluding, I'd like to highlight two of the most recent changes. Again, focusing on making the app even more versatile. We just added a so-called execute remote action post function, and we have included the an automated migration path to the cloud. Execute remote action might just sound like a single additional post function. However, it again provides countless additional possibilities, opens the door to an infinite number of further use cases by talking or by making Jira able to talk to an API. Within the Atlassian toolchain, you can create projects, you can create pages in Confluence between DC and cloud or vice versa. You can, for example, synchronize Jira tickets between Jira instances, all that kind of stuff. And besides the Atlassian ecosystem, you can actually talk to any API out there and communicate with tools like DeepL, HubSpot, ChatGPT, you name it. Just showing real quick, because time is running out, unfortunately, a small use case showing the integration of a DeepL, of the service DeepL, a translation service, where you can then, with a single click, make this entry here, the description, which is, at least for me, not so good readable, turn this into that with just a single click within a transition. Or speaking of HubSpot, and just jumping one slide further, you can conclude contact details from HubSpot in your Jira tickets, as well as obviously updating those tickets on the other hand. So writing to those services is possible as well. Last but not least, the automated migration path, a feature that we are very proud of because we are aware of the fact that we have a high responsibility for the success of our customers when they put their or one of their mission-critical infrastructure, meaning the Jira processes, into our hands. We have just recently shipped the possibility to do this with the help of the Jira Cloud Migration Assistant. And we also, and that's rather unique, included a sophisticated feedback log that helps you troubleshoot your configuration and to get everything up and running. So if you're interested, come over to our booth later, and we'll show you real quick. And another small highlight, so since we didn't stop there as usual, you're able to actually fix the configurations immediately within the actual dialog. So this should be it for the quick overview. Because time is running out, I see the nodding. Try it for free, talk to us. Since, you get more than just a number of conditions validators and post functions, but finally a tool that helps you build a Jira the way that supports your processes and that the users will love. We are here the whole day with a small booth over there in the main room. We are obviously there, team as well, booth number 39. And you can obviously anytime visit our freshly redesigned homepage. Thank you for today. Sorry for the little overtime. And I think we might not have time for additional questions.
Suggest that you just come, if you have any questions,
Yeah.
just come to the booth and maybe at the pre-party. Yeah.
We'll
So
be here the
feel
next
free.
days.
Yeah.
So then, thank you very much. And as I said before, if you're interested in administration, have a look at the other talk. I think it's in the other room at 1:45. It's about the administration tools that we have in store. Thank you very much.